Hello, my name is Elvis, and I'm the product owner of Excellent Portal. And today, my surname is Kvalbergs, but this is the Estonian version. It sounds more Nordic this way. Um, and I'm waiting for my slides to appear now. So before that, so the theme today is to talk more about the HR management part of Excellent Portal. And I'm a big picture person in general, so I'll start with the big picture. So why HR management is actually why did we actually start to think about it? And so how did we come actually to the portal idea? And, what it actually gives to you as a customer. So first of all, again, big picture, one of our core values is flexibility. And flexibility, because it's a core value, we have to look at it from all the perspectives. So for, employees, we think about the work environment flexibility, flexible time, flexible workplace, and so on. And that we are doing very well. So for partners, it's about flexibility of implementation. So how customizable the system is, how much functionality is there, and so on. In terms of customers, it's mainly the possibility to grow and shrink with the customer. I have a saying that our product, so standard books and standard ERP, is like a pair of leggings. You can grow bigger or grow smaller, and they will adjust to you, to your size. You can go to a party, you can go to a gym, and so this is how we see our products as well. But in terms of the user flexibility, so the usability of the product and the availability on mobile devices and where the user is, I think we had a lot of improvement to do. And so this is how we came to the need of Excellent Portal. So why the HR management part is an opportunity both for customers and for us. It's mainly because employees are a very expensive resource to manage, right? The admin cost is huge. There's a lot of paperwork. Employees are human, so they have a lot of needs and questions and this and that. And usually in smaller companies, this is just something that is considered, cost of doing business. So there's an accountant usually who is replying questions. What was my salary 3 months ago, and how many vacation days do I have today, and how many I will have in a week, and when can I go on a vacation, and things like that. So it's usually like one person who is sort of taking this burden. And while there are 10 people or 20 people, it's fine. But because the estimated cost, administrative cost of having one employee is somewhere around 50 to 150 euros a month, there's a lot of places where we can become more efficient. And this is the main why of the HR portal. And obviously, because it's per employee, the more employees, the bigger the cost, and then there's always a question, okay, half-time or full-time person, one person is not enough, so do we hire another person to deal with these questions, or we actually digitalize these processes and make them more efficient? And so this is why the HR portal part probably is more suited for 20 and above employee companies. And especially for larger companies such as retail, service, production companies, where there are a lot of employees who are not typically standard books or standard ERP users currently. And on top of that, the more people, the more processes. So, if in a smaller company, CEO makes all the decisions, so he knows all the decisions he made, maybe not, but, he thinks he does. And you can always go and ask again to the same person. Then the bigger the company, the more sort of bigger is the amount of people who make decisions. Sometimes this one decision is made by multiple people at the same time or consecutively, and so on. And this is what is a good sort of medium to digitalize things. So the how part of the HR portal, I think, is important because there are so many different shapes and forms of HR softwares. And I think it's very important to look at the big picture here, is that the employee life cycle is actually, you can build it from 7 or 11 or 13 steps. You can go into more details, but in general, you first attract the person, then you recruit them, then you onboard them. Then it's the bigger part, which is retention. So that's where all the the bigger part of the admin cost normally comes in. Then it's obviously also development, training, and all of those things. Then at some point it's offboarding and hopefully happy leavers out of this offboarding, so that they could become again employees or bring new employees, and so the cycle. Or that's how the cookie crumbles, I think, is the saying from one famous movie. And I think it's important to note that at least currently, with our HR portal, we are focusing specifically on this retention part. So the day in, day out admin process of managing employees. With time, we are definitely planning to go outwards to onboarding, development, maybe even recruitment and offboarding. But currently, it's the retention that we are focusing on, because that's our bread and butter. Everything around payroll, nominal ledger, and things like that, right? So that's a natural place for us to start. And this is where it's like, I want to help you if you are considering HR management software, or maybe you have some already. Then how do we stack against similar softwares? So most often we are compared with HR management platforms such as, Workday or Sage or things like that. So those softwares usually focus on the whole life cycle, and that's great if you need that. However, most of the companies who especially just are considering their first HR management platform, they don't actually need that, in my opinion and my experience. And so I consider then that our biggest strength is what these softwares usually don't have, and that's the very tight integration with your base system, so with the standard books or standard ERP. So it's not a separate software. It's just another interface to the same system, to the same payroll, same nominal ledger, same sales ledger, purchase ledger, CRM, and all of the other things that I will very shortly mention and that my colleagues are talking about. And this is unbeatable, right? No other external software can do that. And this is where we can't be beaten. And the other thing is the multinational aspect. Because as far as I know, this level of functionality, there is no competition for us in terms of supporting payroll, both in Latvia and Estonia, and quite soon also in Lithuania. There is nothing like that on the market. But the obvious weakness then is what I said already, is that we are focusing only on retention. And if for example, you have a company that onboards and offboards a lot of people, so seasonality or just a big turnover for people and so on, then maybe you need something more specialized. But if it's like day in, day out administration process, then likely we can stack up to any HR software out there. So what is it then that we have in our HR portal? It's obviously contract management, so you hire people, there's a contract, multiple contracts, different types of contracts, different types of calculating the salary and so on. Absence planning, so how many days actually a person has, do we need to send him on a forceful vacation, can they go actually, can they afford a vacation, when, all of those things. Also including integrations with like governmental systems and so on. Document flow, so all of the actions around employees usually need some sort of documentation, whether it's for sending them on a business trip or sending them on vacation or giving them fixed asset or taking the fixed asset away, all of those things. And so we have templates for that. You can generate the documents or just use them digitally in the system and so on. And usually everything also needs approvals. So as I said before, the more levels in the company, the more approvals usually are needed. And so at some point it's impossible to track them, to have an audit trail. It's also, difficult to ask the employee for approval of something, and then the mid-manager and the CEO, if they are not living in the same platform, it's impossible to get them on the same page and actually see the end result. And our approvals are solving that very nicely. Then for companies who have shifts, like production and retail mostly, there's shift planning, which replaces Excel spreadsheets that mid-managers are fussing about every month, and then adjusting them and then giving them to accountants and so that they can calculate salaries. So then there's time accounting that can be used separately to just account time or integrated with some time accounting software that is specializing, like, Begin or something like that. Or it can come as a result from careful shift planning as well. And then finally, obviously, calculating payroll and giving the access to payslips to employees. So that is basically everything that is involved in this sort of retention or daily admin work around employees. So for, who is the user of Portal? And the short answer is everyone. And that's the sort of enticing part and why we actually started to work on Portal. Because for company managers, it's mostly, approvals, maybe reports. Mostly they are running around, so it's important for them to access information on the go. Then it's department managers who can save on a lot of unnecessary work in Excel and WhatsApp, asking if can you cover this shift, can you cover that shift, where are you, why weren't you there, and answering questions, can you go on vacation, and all of that. It's accountants who get actually a prepared, approved, confirmed, reliable information, which accountants love. And also, they save a lot of time on not answering silly questions, like what was my salary 3 months ago, or how many euros I have paid in social tax, or whatever it might be. And finally, it's all the employees who I see that sort of our mission is to stop treating employees as small children by giving them only the information they ask for, but actually giving them the possibility to plan their time on their own, to make their decisions on their own, to access their information, and not be dependent on an accountant or HR person that much. And obviously, one. I mean, I don't want to go into details here because Sven and other colleagues are talking about it in details, but unbeatable sort of competitive advantage to our HR portal is that those same employees are also in purchase, in sales, in somewhere else, and they can actually use all the functionality from portal around CRM, sales, purchases, and so on in the same system with the same login at the same time. So there are no 2 or 3 separate systems. So we have all of that now in portal as well. And coming back to my initial slide, an important goal for us was to allow flexible access to our functionality. So currently, portal is available on any device through a browser, and it adjusts to the screen size and so on. But the technology stack that we have chosen is chosen carefully so that we know that Android and iOS native apps are just a matter of sort of some work to be done. But we are definitely doing that in a very near future. And talking about future, so what's coming next? This is usually I'm dreaming aloud, but this is actually from our roadmap. And why it's important is that if you make a bet or you are considering to make a bet for implementing Excellent Portal, then it's important to know that this is the added value that will definitely come. And it's the e-signatures, because everything around contracts, employee contracts, usually require actually a signature as well. So it's not enough with approve button. So this is coming. Then login with e-mobile and e-paraksts, so the same in Latvia, so that there's a guaranteed identification of a person. Dashboards for managers and mid-managers, both about the financials as well as sales and maybe even more. So that's coming very, very, like we hope that we will manage for Forum, but it's coming very, very soon. Also reporting, which is how we have planned it, is that it will be the same reporting that is available in books, just enriched with some AI functionality, so that some insights can be gained from, I don't know, customer status report, right? So that you don't have to scroll through it and make the decision, maybe analyze it yourself, but the most obvious things AI would tell you. And the same goes for like things like profit and loss and balance sheet and so on. So all of the sort of most important reports will be available in portal as well. Currently, there's balance sheet and profit and loss and like open customer statement and things like that. But this will be greatly improved during this year. Kanban and customizable workflows. So currently, the task management and approvals are pretty basic. There's like to do, in progress, and done, but it will be possible to customize these to your specific project management needs, production needs, service needs, and so on. We are also planning to add all the logistics parts, so deliveries, goods receipts, things like that. And yeah, finally, last but not least, mobile apps, so that all of this can be used with native mobile apps, which is sort of like a should have in Moscow analysis. So we are not rushing with it. most likely we are doing that when we have polished all the other functionality, and then we will work on mobile apps because it can be used already now on mobile devices, so it's a matter of preference. Surprisingly, I'm on time, so I'm open for questions, either from Dima or somebody else.
Thank you, Elvis. You said, or you showed some AI reports.
Yes.
Is there some funny or interesting report that's not standard, but you would want AI to create for you?
Well, we could consider it. I heard about this AI agent who is Valera, who is an ex-plumber and turned into the developer. And it's an AI agent that you can work with, and he will comment on your code as an ex-plumber. Maybe we should do something like ex-plumber turned accountant, for example, AI agent. Yeah, that's a decent idea. We are actually considering to have a chatbot there as well. Who could answer questions about your reports. So basically, what was my profit, my average profit in the last 12 months, sort of things. And maybe we can add some funny side of that. I don't know, not sure.
Okay. On the big stage, Sven said that in Estonia there's approximately 100 customers. How many is there in Latvia using Portal?
Less.
Less. Okay. Do you have some interesting feedback from any of those customers who migrated to or started using Portal?
The most interesting customer is actually an Estonian-owned gas station chain.
Okay.
Who have around 400 employees.
Wow.
And I think they told me that they could sort of not replace, but like save time of 2 full-time people by implementing Portal. So that's an impressive number, I think.
That is quite impressive indeed. You said that we currently mostly focus on retention. If once we're done with it or happy with it, what would be the next step of the employee life cycle we would like to focus on in Portal?
Personally, I think that the development, so basically training needs 360-degree reviews, one-to-ones, things like that.
And obviously we do want a lot of, pretty much everyone in the company using Portal. How easy it is to create users for them so that just anyone can start, well, not just anyone, but employees could start logging into the system to check their own data.
If payroll is used, it's a matter of running one maintenance. So it's a matter of minutes, essentially.
Okay, that sounds perfect. Thank you, Elvis.
All right.